Okay, before we can do a strip layout, we have to get our part ready. So we're dragging and dropping a parasolid part in, and we're going to save it. And we'll just take a look at the part, rotate it around a little bit, give you an idea of what we're working with. Big radius in the back there, small radius here, medium radius in the gusset tab. So we'll start by inserting a station mark. That's the very first thing we do. And a station mark is like a 3D snapshot, if you will, of what the part looks like in that particular station. Now we'll unbend this bend, but we'll do a move center partial unbend of 25 degrees. That's what we need to do to form the 3D area. And then we'll unbend this part, and we'll also do this one at 45 degrees. And I think this is definitely the right way to do this bend so that you can get it 90. And hopefully lots of you know about moving the center of the bend. Some people don't. That's okay. So we move the center line out. It's very much the best way to do it, especially to get a 90-degree bend. So how long would that take you to model without LogoPress? We'll call this station preform. And now we're working on the next station, the third station before the end of the die. Flatten that completely. And flatten that bend and that bend. And again, look at the big radius in the back and the smaller radius in the front, and we'll show you that in a moment. And if you've watched the other videos, you already know that if we look here in the feature manager tree, we're using a DIN 6935 K-factor and coming up with totally different calculated bend allowances, K-factors. And now we're going to flatten this area using LogoPress 3 blank. We'll start by cutting it off. And again, I use a lot of keyboard shortcuts and mouse shortcuts, so you won't see me always hitting icons. And start the blank for stamped part. Yeah, I've got a, I don't know what it is, a 6 or 8 button mouse, probably 8, I think, yeah, at least. Very efficient that way, I think. Now we'll edit that cut extrude to cut that part off, and edit this extrude to merge the result. And that's what the part looks like in that station. What are we going to call that station? What does it look like? What are we doing in it? We're piercing the horseshoe shape. And we only have to have a station mark. We don't have station marks for the other piercing that's done at die level. Only whatever is not done at die level. So here we're getting rid of that, and we've just created the station before that, which is the emboss station. And once we get rid of the emboss, using a great delete face command, awesome SolidWorks command. And now we've got our flat blank. And again, we don't need to get rid of any holes that are at die level. We'll do that automatically. And so we've gotten the part ready. And now if we hide the part, I want to show you, just did a Control Q, and now I'm showing you to rebuild, and now showing you how we can overlay the graphical bodies. Awesome tool, again, for being able to see how the stations interact with each other before you put it into a strip. So look at this move center partial unbend. I mean, it's great to be able to see that visually before you go to put it into a strip. Very, very neat. and hide all of those bodies and show the main solid body in the part again. And now we're going to do part preparation before strip. And this button is just used that one time, and this is all it does. We didn't need to update the bodies, we just did. Or we didn't need to rebuild them, I should say. So it asks us to pick the die level, asks us to pick the origin, and now asks us to pick which direction we want to feed in. And that's not right to left or left to right, that's just which direction the part is going to be pushed through the die, if you will. And that was part preparation before strip starting.